Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York. New York Times World News.
April 13th. 5:25 America, New York. Young Chae-yul, South Korean actress, is found dead at 26. Though the cause of her unexpected death was not disclosed, it has renewed concerns about mental health in the country's highly competitive entertainment industry.
Wall Street Journal World News.
April 13th. 5:20 America, New York. Chinese exports surge as trade with Russia and Southeast Asia jumps. China's exports bounced back sharply in March, a surprise that reflects greater demand in Asia and Europe as well as improved supply chain conditions.
Time, April 13th, 5 o'clock America, New York. More than a third of Americans view China as an enemy, survey shows. Americans are increasingly seeing China as an enemy of the U.S. rather than a competitor, reflecting growing public skepticism over the ability for the world's two largest economies to cooperate, according to a new survey by the Pew Research Center.
New York Times World News.
April 13th, 5 o'clock America, New York. Glory to Putin. How pro-Russian narratives spread in Africa. Pro-Russian content presenting a distorted version of the war in Ukraine and promoting Russia's interests in Africa is gaining an audience on the continent. Henri Douay Tai watching Afrique Media at home in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, in February.
Wall Street Journal World News.
April 13th, 4:58 America, New York. Property has an open-ended problem. After years of low interest rates, open-ended real estate funds have grown uncomfortably large.
Mirror World News.
April 13th, 4:36 America, New York. Terrifying moment: Russian bullet misses Ukrainian soldier's head by an inch. Incredible footage shows the moment a Russian bullet zooms past the Ukrainian soldier and hits the wall with a puff of dust, seeming no higher than an inch above his head.
Wall Street Journal World News.
April 13th, 4:30 America, New York. Macron sparks debate and protests in France over presidential power. The leader wields his executive authority broadly, causing some to ask whether his office needs to be reined in.
Washington Post World.
April 13th. 4:26 America, New York. U.S. won't press charges related to Shankaya Robinson's death in Mexico. After U.S. authorities said there was insufficient evidence for prosecution, an attorney for the 25-year-old's family said they were disappointed but not deterred.
Mirror World News.
April 13th. 4:23 America, New York. Friend of woman found dead in pool of blood shares her tragic last wish. Erin Gilbert and her husband of 3 years were desperately trying to have a baby before she was brutally murdered in Sydney, Australia.
Time,
April 13th, 3:15 America, New York. Federal appeals court preserves access to abortion drug that Texas judge had blocked. Austin, Texas. A federal appeals court has preserved access to an abortion drug for now but under tighter rules that would allow the drug only to be dispensed up to 7 weeks, not 10, and not by mail.
BBC News World.
April 13th. 3:05 America, New York. Songkran, Hong Kong arrests 2 for shooting water guns at police. Authorities accuse the duo of using the event celebrating the Thai New Year as a cover for dissent.
BBC News World.
April 13th, 2:54 America, New York. Johnny Kitagawa. Ex-pop star Kawan Okamoto details sexual abuse by famed producer. Kawan Okamoto said he was repeatedly abused by celebrated music producer Johnny Kitagawa.
The Washington Times Stories. Advocacy.
April 13th. 2:15 America, New York. Federal appeals court preserves access to abortion drug for now, tightens rules. A federal appeals court has preserved access to an abortion drug for now but under tighter rules that would allow the drug only to be dispensed up to 7 weeks, not 10, and not by mail.
Washington Post World. April 13th, 2:06 America, New York. Sudan's military warns of conflict after rival force deploys. Sudan's military has warned about potential clashes with the country's powerful paramilitary force which it said deployed troops in the capital and other cities.